Hi, I'm Bruce Newton,
And I'm Linda Newton.
and this is Answers from Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
We're talking today in a series about how you choose a mate, how you choose the person that you are going to live with. And there are things that you're obviously aware of that make you attracted to somebody. You could write that list out right now. What you may not be aware of is there are subconscious reasons that you're attracted to somebody as well, and that can create a minefield from time to time.
Oh yeah, Sigmund Freud has a theory called repetition compulsion, where he says that we are compelled to repeat what's familiar to us. So that could be, we could be compelled to repeat chaos, and we can be compelled to repeat pain. In my counseling office, I've had Samantha Jane come in, and she's on her third alcoholic husband. I'll say, honey, what are you doing? You keep dating these guys, what are you doing? And then we start to unpack, and we find out that Daddy was an alcoholic and that stepdaddy was an alcoholic. And she says, Linda, I walk in the room and every drunk in the place just hands me their phone number. She just got a sign that says, alcoholics, sign up with me. Now, when she'll say it, she'll say, I don't like it. I'm just comfortable there.
Familiar.
Familiar.
And so you have a compulsion,
Yep.
an urge to repeat what is familiar. And once again, the title of that is?
Repetition compulsion. Pretty
So
easy to understand.
How do we begin to identify those subconscious things that we may be attracted to?
Well, one of the ways we can find out where a lot of our repetition compulsion comes from is to sit down and list out the negative and positive traits of our primary caregivers. Now, maybe you were raised by your grandma, or maybe an aunt played a role. Usually it's mom and dad, but I list out the negative and positive traits. And then I see the ones that stand out, and especially if they're duplicated, then that might be a sure bet of something that I'm going to repeat. Now, when I'm aware of it, the next thing I do is what Harville Hendrix calls the conscious relationship. Then, when I'm aware of my repetition compulsion, then I make a conscious decision not to go there, no matter how comfortable it feels, because I don't want to keep repeating the insanity that I lived through as a child.
Now, if we find ourselves already married to that person with those negative traits, there's things we can do then too, to correct it, to create an easier environment, but that's for another day. Right now we're talking to those of you who are trying to choose a person in your life, and you're going to be dating people, you're going to be around people. What are some other negative traits that you might be attracted to that are powerful in the subconscious?
For example, Samantha Jane was constantly ignored by her dad. He lived behind a newspaper. He gave her monosyllabic grunts. So she's going to find herself drawn to the strong, silent type. And she'll feel comfortable with it. Doesn't mean she'll like it. Or I had a client whose dad was angry and loud and addicted to prescription drugs. And so she married a guy who was quiet and calm and addicted to contraband substance.
And we're talking about Samantha Jane, but it goes both directions.
It does.
And if there's an extremely controlling mother who overmothers a guy, he might be attracted to a woman who will mother him.
And then hate it.
Yeah. And so those are things to be aware of as you're going into a relationship. Once again, we write down a list of some of the primary traits, the negative and positive traits of those primary caregivers, and see if those are things that we're being attracted to in the people around us.
Right.
So make that list and then get back to us and tell us if this was helpful and what you may have found out in the exploration of who you are.
You bet. Yeah, please like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We want to know what traits you think are important in a mate. Let us know on the Facebook page, and stay tuned. See you later.
See you next time.